Florida, and we reported last week that the Coast Guard is saying 300 migrants were fleeing Cuba and other countries, and they landed at the dry Tortugas National Park last week and forced it to close because there were so many that landed there. Then there were 45 that also made landfall in Key West, and Florida was saying, you know, what do we do? How do we handle this? And they reached out. They reached out to the government and they said, you know, we're talking about this situation. We had some of the agents on our show. Well, it turns out Ron DeSantis decided to deploy the National Guard to help with the migrant surge. Just a few hours later, Joe Biden blasts him and says it's a political stunt. And Karine Jean-Pierre did the same thing. Listen.
We've seen Governor DeSantis do political stunts. That is how he perceives to fix this issue from Florida, all right? And he takes, we're talking about people who are coming from countries who are dealing with political strife, who are dealing with issues where they're trying to find asylum, and he treats them like pawns. And so we have called that out over and over again, and we will continue to do that. And he is not dealing with the problem. He's actually creating a problem. And so that's what I have to say to that. We've talked about Governor DeSantis and the mockery that he's making of a process that the president is trying to fix.
By trying to fix, by parachuting them in at 2 in the morning, dropping them in cities without even telling mayors, putting them in sponsor homes we know nothing about. That is fun by not using people as pawns. Not one person gets on a bus, gets on a plane without signing a sheet, including the ones that went over to Martha's Vineyard. So Ron DeSantis obviously was going to apologize for using those for illegal immigrants as pawns, right? Is that what he did?
I think that's the soundbite.
The Coast Guard was the one that asked him, and they have the emails to prove it, asked him to get involved.
He was responding to a federal organization.
That's right.
So the Coast Guard calls the governor and says, will you help? Now, if it was a different governor, they may not have gotten that help. But Ron DeSantis says, Coast Guard calls, we're willing to help with the Florida National Guard. Here's what he said.
And so we were seeing, you know, the Coast Guard had brought in like 300 people that they had onboarded and put them in the Florida Keys. Well, they didn't have the ability to take care of those folks. There's vessels left everywhere and people's property and all this. So we declared a state of emergency. We provided Coast Guard the assistance that they've asked for. We are going to clear the vessels free of charge for those residents because it wasn't their fault. Maybe we'll send the bill to Biden. We'll see. But the reality is, the Coast Guard stretched so thin, and what the Coast Guard has told us is we are not going to get additional resources from the federal government. Like, this is what we have. So we're basically filling gaps that the federal government should be filling and would be filling if they wanted to do it. I would just tell the White House, not only has the Coast Guard asked us to help, but we have no choice but to help because of your neglect and incompetence.
So the Coast Guard requested twin-engine FWC aircraft to patrol the shoreline down in Florida. And you heard him say the state of Florida is going to pay the residents. This is what residents down in Texas are fuming about because the migrants walk into their yard, they damage their fences, they cut holes in their fences. So Ron DeSantis is saying, I'm going to pay the Florida residents if these migrants pull up in their backyard in a boat on the water. I'll pay to remove those boats so the residents aren't stuck with that bill. And he said, then I'm going to send the bill to Joe Biden, perhaps.
And by the way, they say the same thing about Governor Abbott. Every time he tries to get a hold of the border, put these kids on bus because they've been overwhelmed, he says it's a political stunt. Again, the press secretary totally unprepared. If you get briefed and said there was a request from the Coast Guard to get Florida's help, you don't make that statement. But it's a laziness that she goes about with, where she's a pure politician, but she's also not even armed the way Jen Psaki was with the facts.
Well, they have to also double down on the myth that this is not a problem at the border, right? If they admit that the Coast Guard called and that he did that, then they're admitting that they've created this migration problem, illegality problem. And
it's the same answer. It's the same answer. Political stunt. Political stunt. This is a political stunt. They're pawns. They're pawns. Meanwhile, these states are hurting and they don't know what to do with these individuals. They have a heart for the people, but they don't have a place for them, and they shouldn't have to bear the burden, the tax burden of paying for people that are coming over illegally and not paying into the system.
Sure.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.